Hello and welcome back. Happy New Year. This is my first video of 2024. It's cold, like it is very cold, like proper freezing. It was, when I got out of the car, -2 today, and I just heard on the radio that it's going to be getting somewhere in the UK and probably up north to -16 this week. That's really cold, especially in the UK. I know some places, Canada and stuff, get it colder, but that's very cold for the UK. We're down in the south, in Kent, so it's a little bit warmer down here than it is up north, but it's still cold. So I've come to the allotment today. I was going to come a couple of days ago and just didn't get around to it, and now I'm regretting that because it wasn't as cold. But still, it's what it is. I've got some gloves. I'm going to do some work in the Polytunnel, so hopefully it's not going to be as cold in here, but otherwise the ground's just frozen. I'm not going to be able to do much out there. If I'm trying to pull stuff out, it's going to be very difficult. So I thought, even if I just come down and sort some of this out. I've got a lot of tomato plants, a lot of whatever that is, maybe some of it's cucumbers, and I think some of it is just I don't know, something else. So even if I just manage to clear this, then that's a start, and that's what I'm going to do today. I've got a whole bag full of bits and pieces to go into the compost from over the week. I've had a lot of vegetable soups the last few days, so I've got a lot of peelings and stuff from that. So I've just put them in the little bags, and then I'll empty them out into the compost heap. I might do this one if I'm being lazy. This compost heap, we've got a small like a Dalek plastic thing. On the other one we've got big sort of bays, but I'll see if this one was really full, but obviously it's probably broken down a bit, so I might put it in this one. I'm also going to pick some Brussels sprouts as well to take home, have them with our dinner tomorrow, pie mash, and then I'll have some nice Brussels sprouts with it as well. Right, so I have got a cold as well, so I'm going to see how I get on, and just yeah, it might only be in here, and then maybe go home and actually sort out some seeds. It's exciting. So I'm actually clearing this bed because I actually want to, look at that sun coming out. Actually want to plant some stuff in here. So what I'll do is put it in and then cover it, and then obviously it's in here as well. So I usually put things, I'm going to try some winter lettuce in here. And I can't remember what the other thing I was going to do. I sometimes do spring onions. That's maybe not this early, give it a little bit longer. And probably not this week, seeing as I say, it's going to be really cold. But the idea is that this bed, we can use it for some early produce, and then by the time that's finished, then it's ready to put out. We usually have tomatoes in here, but maybe we might do some more cucumbers in here, just to sort of rotate the bed a little bit, so it's not always tomatoes. So all of this that I'm pulling out as well will also go into that compost bin, and break down and give us some lovely compost for our beds in the spring. Well, maybe not in the spring, it won't be ready by then, but later on in the year. So what I'm doing is taking out the plants, and then the compost that was in there I'm just putting into here, which will just get spread around some of the other beds, because then it mixes with the soil and the compost that's in the ground, whereas if we reuse it just in the pot, it's probably had all its nutrients taken, so it won't be good on its own. Sometimes what we do is we'll maybe use half, like I've done there, use it, put potatoes in, and then put some fresh compost on top, so it gets a bit of the other nutrients, and add in some potato fertiliser as well. But for now I'm just chucking it all in there, and then we'll decide what to do with it as and when we need it. I'm also pulling out the plastic sort of tags, and then what we do is we just clean them, clean the writing off, or use the other side depending on whether it's already been used, and we reuse them, so they're not just thrown away. We'll use them again and again. Going to smash or break some of the ice. Whoop, just so that wildlife can still get to the water. It's not all frozen for them. It's not too thick. I think I said in my last video that this bed, I'm just sort of well, it's frozen anyway, so I'm not going to do anything today, but it's got all the leaves that fell from the trees, so what that does is it just sort of creates like a blanket really for the soil, so it's not bare, and then they break down and put nutrients into the soil as well, so that's all good. I just went back into the polytunnel. The door isn't open properly. There's a flipping robin flying around in there, so luckily it's flown straight back out. Don't know where it's gone now. It was sitting on this little fence a minute ago, but yeah, it's just gone in. It's obviously seen me emptying the pots, and you know, thinks I'm digging up some nice juicy worms for it, but I'm not. I'm afraid there's no worms there. All the pots and then just put them here. Cleared this bed, just put an old what's it called, compost bag over the top there, and I'll probably put some more all the way down just to cover it over, just to protect the soil a little bit, and then might even warm it up slightly, ready for me to plant some stuff into. The shelves still got little bits of stuff on, but I've cleared all the pots out, and then I've emptied that big pot into that big bed up there, because it's a very big bed and it needs topping up a lot every year, so we just tend to put all the old compost on there and then put a nice layer of either manure, or both manure and fresh compost. Yes, I've emptied all of them, and now I'm going to just head down to my other plot. I have walked over the other beds, and they are just frozen solid, so there's not even worth trying to do anything on them. I'm going to go and have a quick look at the greenhouse, see if I can maybe make a start on clearing some of that up. I haven't got loads of time today, but and then obviously I want to go and get some Brussels sprouts. I've just had to look in the greenhouse, and there's quite a lot that needs to be done, and because I am trouble is, when I'm on a time limit, so I know I've got to be away by a certain time, I tend to think, oh, I haven't really got time for that, I've got time for that. So I'm better off just not doing anything, if you see what I mean. I'm better off coming back later in the week when I've got the time to do it properly, and I can just crack on and clear the beds and get them covered. And we also need to prune our apple and pear trees. I think they're probably due quite a hard prune, to be honest. We've done it bits and pieces before, but I think they need a good few branches taken off so that we can get some nice apples. So I'll probably do that later in the week. So I'm just going to get some Brussels sprouts if there's any. I'm not sure if the frost has, killed them off, but we'll see. And then I'm probably just going to head home after that. So let's just pick these first. Right, try and get out the glare of the sun. There's some colettes and some Brussels sprouts, so that's good. Although in that bed there is like a paving slab, just because it's quite a big bed, so it's easier for us to step onto. And something, probably rats, has dug down into it, like underneath. It's rats or mice because it's too small for rabbits. And then in the strawberry bed there's quite a big hole which looks like rabbits, but I don't know how. They're not supposed to be able to get into here because it should all be secure. I mean, obviously the rats can get through, unless it is a rat and it's just decided to dig a big hole. I don't know, but that's annoying. That's another thing we'll have to try and sort out when I come next. Hopefully when I come next, Mum will be here as well, and we can sort of sort out some of these little problems that we have. But I'm going to end this video here. Lots of stuff needs doing on the allotment, and we're going to be doing that over the next few weeks. So don't forget to subscribe, to follow along, see what we do, see what we've got planned for the spring and summer. Yeah, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.